Hello everyone and welcome back to our MyEco B1, B2 Intermediate Level English lessons. The topic of our 13th lesson is Present Perfect Tense. So, let's begin. The best way to understand present perfect tense is looking at the structure with lots of examples. So that is what we're going to do today. Let's start off with the structure. The basic structure form for the present perfect tense is has, have, plus verb 3. And we know that verb 3 is our verb's past participle form. We do this according to the subject. So, he, she, it has, and verb 3. He, she, it, we know, can also be contracted to he's, she's, and its with apostrophe s. For our remaining subjects, I, you, we, they, have, and verb 3. Again, I've, you've, we've, and they've is the contracted form with apostrophe ve. The third or past participle forms of verbs are obtained by adding ed to the end of the verb, just like we do in a verb's past tense or second form. In cases where the verbs are irregular and don't follow this ed structure, we have to memorize them. Remember, we gave you a list of regular and especially the irregular verbs that you have to memorize in Lesson 5. Go back to Lesson 5 and have a look at those to refresh your memory. Now, let's have a look at how we use present perfect tense in the different sentence structures: positive sentences, negative sentences, and questions. This structure works with both regular and irregular verbs. Let's start with positive sentences. For positive sentences, we know we will have our subject first, I, you, he, she, it, they, we, and then have or has, and verb 3, our past participle. For example, I have cooked some spaghetti for us. He has done his duty for us. She's learned 4 languages so far. Remember, she's is the contracted version of she has. It's rained all day today. You've broken my car's headlights. We have studied for our exams, and they've gone somewhere unknown. Remember, they've is the contracted version of they have. These are examples of the positive sentence structure. Now, let's look at the negative sentence structure. For the negative sentences, we're going to have our subject again, and have not or has not, and our past participle. For example, I have not booked my hotel yet. He has not bought the tickets. She has not talked to anybody. The plane hasn't landed yet. Hasn't is the contracted version of has not. You haven't hit his face, right? Haven't is the contracted version of have not. We have not argued about the problem, and they haven't mentioned it before. For our question sentences, have or has goes to the beginning before our subject. For example, have I done something wrong? Has he ever visited you? Has she cut her finger before? Has it fitted in its place well? Have we told them they can come? Have you acted in his theater? And have they chosen their own way? To these questions, we have some short answer options. Yes, I have, or for the negative, no, I have not, no, I haven't. Yes, he has, no, he hasn't. Yes, she has. No, she hasn't. Yes, it has. No, it hasn't. Yes, we have. No, we haven't. Yes, you have. No, you haven't. Yes, they have. No, they haven't. Now let's have a look at the different ways we use the present perfect tense. The first way we use present perfect tense is for actions that took place at an indefinite time in the past. So we use the present perfect tense when we're talking about actions that happened in the past. The time of these actions is actually not important. We're focused on the actions and not when they happened. For example, there have been a lot of earthquakes in California. We don't know when there have been earthquakes, but we do know there have been earthquakes. The important part here is the action of earthquakes happening. Or, Martha has traveled around the world. Martha traveling is the action. When is not important. Another situation where we use present perfect tense is for actions repeated at an indefinite time in the past. Again, here, when is not important for the actions, but that these actions happened repeatedly is important. For example, I have had 2 quizzes and 4 exams so far. So 2 quizzes repeated, 4 exams repeated so far in the past. Or another example, he has talked to several specialists many times about his problem, but nobody knows why he is sick. He has talked to several specialists. Repeated action. Present perfect. Another use for present perfect tense is for actions that are continuing from the past. We can use the present perfect tense for actions that began in the past and are continuing up until a specified time point. For example, Victoria has been a nurse in London for about 4 months. So the 4-month period, which began 4 months ago up until now, Victoria has been a nurse in London. Another example, Claire has loved chocolate since she was a little girl. From being a little girl till now, Claire has loved chocolate. Similarly, another use for present perfect tense is for actions that happened in the past but still have effects we can see in the present. For example, Matt has broken his leg in a motorcycle accident. He's in the hospital at the moment. The action of breaking his leg and the accident is in the past, but right now he is in the hospital. These 2 situations are linked. Or, they have built a very beautiful bridge recently. The building of the bridge began in the past, but its beauty continues to affect us in the current situation. There are some time phrases that we use frequently with present perfect. How long, for, and since. Let's look at some examples. How long have they been in the United States? They have been in the United States for 10 years. How long has she worked in Newcastle? She has worked there since 2015. How long is a question phrase and has the same meaning as how many or how much time. For plus a period of time has the same, showing us a specific amount. For example, for 2 years or for 5 months. Since plus a point in time refers to a specific time period where that action began. For example, since 2004, since I was born, since last year. Some other important time phrases include never, ever, already, recently, yet, so far, and just. The first example, have you ever been there? No, I haven't. I haven't ever been there. 2. Have you ever shopped in this market? No, I haven't. I have never visited this shop. 3. Has the 5:35 train to London arrived yet? Yes, it has just arrived in the platform. 4. Haven't they cleaned the streets yet? No, they haven't cleaned them yet. 6. How many poems has he written so far? He has written more than 100 poems so far. 7. Haven't you finished your project yet? I have recently finished it. 8. My mom has already cooked the beef. Great, I've already smelled it. The next group, still, currently, up to now, up until now, lately, it is the first or second time, are also a group of time phrases that are important. I still haven't called Mr. Anderson. I am planning to call him today. I have worked at Microsoft, Apple, and currently Google. I have seen him around lately. Mary hasn't come to me and told me anything about the problem up to now. We haven't seen such a disaster up until now. It is the first time I have tried sushi. Ever, which has the meaning like never, is used in question and negative sentences. Never, like not at all, is used in positive sentences. It makes a positive sentence have a negative meaning. Recently is used in questions, positive and negative sentences. Already is used in question and affirmative sentences. Yet is used in question and negative sentences. So far is used in questions, affirmative and negative sentences. Just is used in questions and affirmative sentences. Still is used in positive, negative, and question sentences. Currently is also used in question, negative, and positive sentences. Lately, up to now, and up until now are all used in positive, negative, and question sentences. And it is the first or second time, meaning the first or second time in my life, is used in questions, negative, and positive sentences. Now that we've covered all this information about present perfect tense, let's do an activity together to make sure we all understand. Number 1 here in our activity says, blank you blank your room at the hotel, ? We know for the question structure of present perfect, have or has goes to the beginning of our sentence before the subject. Have you booked your room at the hotel? Booked is our verb 3. No, I haven't booked it yet. Number 2, blank Laura blank. Has Laura come? Answer, yes, she has just come. 3, blank you blank Chinese food, in brackets ever try. Have you ever tried Chinese food? Answer, no, I blank it. Still try it. No, I still haven't tried it. Number 4, blank it much. Has it rained much? Answer, yes, it has rained for 24 hours. Number 5, blank your mother blank a car. Has your mother ever driven a car? Answer, no, she hasn't. 6, blank Mr. Kenny blank his car recently? Has Mr. Kenny washed his car recently? Answer: yes, he has just washed it. 7. Blank the child blank her breakfast. Has the child had her breakfast? Answer: no, she hasn't had her breakfast yet. 8. Blank the app developers blank a newer technology on smartphones. Have the app developers introduced a newer technology on smartphones? Answer: no, they haven't introduced any new development up to now. Number 9, blank you blank by plane. Have you ever traveled by plane? Answer: no, I haven't traveled by plane yet. And number 10, blank your son blank a kite. Has your son ever flown a kite? Answer: no, this is the first time he has flown a kite. And now our 13th lesson is complete. Now you can start solving the questions, and I will see you in the next lesson. Bye bye.